Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about the response that MELONIEMAC just recently had to Alyssa Mercante, the crazy woke writer over there at Kotaku that apparently is finding a newfound calling as a professional hit piece maker against YouTubers. Well, apparently MELONIEMAC just recently responded finally to what Alyssa Mercante initially said about her, trying to dig for information to try to make her hit piece on her. And I got to tell you, it's absolute destruction. We have a post here from MELONIEMAC over on Twitter where it says, last thing I'm saying about the Kotaku editor for now, she seems to just want to clout chase off YouTubers, so I would not waste my time talking with her. But in full transparency, I will share what I wrote to her. In case she tries to take me out of context, this all feels so retarded that it even got to this point, but I'm done giving her attention. So let's get into this video, guys, from MELONIEMAC. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Now, like I said in my last video about MELONIEMAC, we spent the last Saturday Night Hypnosis for almost 2 hours. Everybody was going at it for different opinions regarding what MELONIEMAC should or shouldn't do. I mean, which is shocking considering people say we live in an echo chamber. But still, we went over 2 hours talking about this because people had a lot of different opinions and some of them were really strong. And honestly, I agreed with what everybody was saying. I really did. Everybody had their good points. Now, for me, I always said that I don't think she should give her the time of day. But I will say that MELONIEMAC handled this particular altercation with her and Alyssa very well by publicly posting her response to Alyssa so that Alyssa cannot then take it out of context with her article. That's taking the power away from Alyssa. So this was a good, well-played move by MELONIEMAC, and we're going to get into exactly what she said. So MELONIEMAC sent an email to Alyssa, and this is how it started. Judging by you blocking me on Twitter and your past and current tweets about me, I don't think your intentions are in good faith, and I will pass on talking with you. That's a great start. And honestly, when people talk about you behind a block, that has got to be one of the biggest examples of a pussy I have ever seen in my life. I know of a few people that have done that to me personally. Eric, I'm looking at you. We all know that people like that, what they do is they talk big behind a block, but they don't actually want to have that conversation with you. They don't want to sit down and have a live conversation with you. They want to have a video conversation with you. They want to play tag, right? They want to play tag with you because they want you to make videos about them so they can clout chase. But ultimately, if you ignore them, they have nothing. All they're doing is just benefiting you by making videos on you. Now, in terms of this, it's very obvious that Alyssa Mercante wanted to get as much information as she possibly could against MELONIEMAC so she could spin the story in a multitude of different ways. Obviously, what she was going to try to do was to try to make MELONIEMAC look bad in the public eye. That's what she was going to try to do. Whether that's downplaying her Christianity as a grift, whether that's downplaying her love as a gamer girl as a grift, one of the two, she was going to try to do it, even though MELONIEMAC has been in the gaming scene for a very long time and has even been in the mainstream gaming industry, unfortunately for her, for a long time, which she does state in here. So it says, but since you have implied that I saw a meteoric rise to fame from my counterculture views, I'd like to correct your misinformation. Well played there. I had a thriving career for over a decade hosting events around the world and online with companies such as Ubisoft, Riot Games, EA, Walmart, Game Center, Razer, GameStop TV, Facebook Gaming, and many more, as well as on television with Disney. Not to mention countless big sponsorships over the years, ranging from the US Marines to Hyundai to PUBG Mobile and many more that I have time to list. I knew that my freedom of speech and views outside of the approved narrative would cost me working in the industry again and would cause me to lose my sponsorships, but it was a price I was willing to pay. I reached a point where I found my freedom to be more important than my career. Now, I remember when this was actually happening. I remember watching MELONIEMAC over the last few years and seeing the sponsorships leaving her, seeing her change ultimately from mainstream gaming to her own platform, which I think is great. She should focus on her own platform. Everybody should focus on their own platform realistically. If they're capable and able to do it, I think it's a great thing. When we see someone like this try to claim that us YouTubers have seen a meteoric rise from adopting anti-culture views, well, what are you going to do about those YouTubers who were always anti-culture? What are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about those kind of YouTubers that don't have a change in history? MELONIEMAC went from mainstream to her own platform for her own reasons, and she has her reasons. But someone like myself, for example, has been making these videos for over 2 years now, saying the exact same things from the start. Every single thing that I've ever complained about has been the same, and every single thing I've ever supported has been the same. So it really, like, you're going to try to make it seem as if like Asmongold, MELONIEMAC, and all these YouTubers have changed to chase the views, and yet here you are changing what your job title was, which is supposed to be a games journalist, and you're changing to a hit piece maker because of what? You're chasing views. It's the same exact thing. These people are projecting. They want to make it seem as if we're the grifters, we're the ones who are chasing angry clicks, and yet they're the ones who are making hit pieces against YouTubers to do the same exact thing, to chase the angry clicks. It's honestly quite hilarious. Then it says, the only following that really grew beyond my previous growth rate was Twitter, and even then, only after Elon Musk bought it. I was speaking out before that, and Twitter does not bring me any significant revenue. Now, a lot of people were speaking out on Twitter before Elon Musk bought it. Here's the problem, though. Everybody got suppressed. Everybody got shadow banned. We all knew that shadow bans were a thing. And when Elon Musk bought it, he exposed the algorithm for doing exactly that. It would deboost certain ideologies, and it would boost left-wing hardcore ideologies. That is what Twitter was doing before Elon Musk took it over. So it's not a conspiracy theory. They're always going to try to say it's a conspiracy theory because they don't want you to be right. They don't want you to expose what they do, because once you shine a light on a roach, they start to look everywhere to try to hide. That's what they are. It says, I do not make more money now than I did before and never thought that I would. I just value my freedom. All this information is easily fact-checked by my work history. So if you're trying to run with the narrative that I grew to popularity through reactionary views, you would simply be incorrect. Best wishes to you. So, guys, this post right here, go support MELONIEMAC on Twitter, by the way. Go follow her, MELONIEMAC, on Twitter. Honestly, this post right here, I didn't think this would be the way she was going to go, but this is the best way I think she could have gone, ultimately. Made herself, very clear, made her story out there, took away the power that Alyssa has when writing this article, and it's probably going to lead to Alyssa trying to deviate away from MELONIEMAC and probably going after someone like Asmongold, for example. But she'll probably still try to find something to lie about with MELONIEMAC. I mean, I don't think this is necessarily going to get the Chihuahua off MELONIEMAC's back, but still, she's going to have nowhere near the amount of pull or power that she had before when writing this article prior. And ultimately, guys, think about this. There's a reason why she's been simmering on this story. There's a reason why she's been waiting to post this story for a while. Alyssa is trying to use this story to prove to the Kotaku overlords that the news is the way to go and not the game guides and tricks. And not only that, there's an editor-in-chief position that needs to be filled. I wouldn't be surprised if she's trying to get that promotion. And God knows she can't get it with her ass anymore, so she's going to try to get it with some hate clicks. So everybody basically is agreeing also with MELONIEMAC in here for the most part, and I think it's great. I think this was a fantastic response. Great job to MELONIEMAC. And if you guys missed it, she was on Hypnocast yesterday. Please make sure to go check out that stream if you want to hear more of her thoughts. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.